Now, when you will be tasked with the drafting of the terms of reference, the first thing you have to remember is that before you do so, you set up a reference group. The reference group has to be involved in the drafting of the terms of reference. You want to discuss with them what are the key issues that you want to be reflected into the terms of reference. What are the burning questions, the burning answers you're looking for. Now, regardless of whether you're going to be using the terms of reference and the template which has been set up for this, the SEIA 2018 or ex-beneficiary contract, if you look at the table of contents, which we reflect here, you will find that these contents should be part of any terms of reference, whether you're using this template or you're using another template. These issues should be somewhere in your terms of reference, possibly in the same order, but maybe not. So what are the key elements? The background to the country, the region, or the sector, background to the intervention, to the stakeholders. We said before that the evaluation team has to be informed about who the stakeholders are. If there is no clarity, you might then ask that the evaluation team draft as one of the first outputs, stakeholder map. But this all has to go into the background. Balance in the background, not too much, not too little. You can draw on existing information. The second chapter is the description of the evaluation assignment. Why are you launching this evaluation? What do you want to find out? What are the key issues? But then also how many phases? Are you going to have an inception phase, a desk phase, a field phase, a synthesis phase? Just to recall very quickly that you can omit the desk phase, but the other phases are compulsory. In terms of outputs, here it's meant as deliverables. So you want an inception report or a PowerPoint presentation. For the dissemination, you want a flyer. All of this has to be detailed. And you have to explain how the evaluation will be managed and steered. So again, what is the role of the evaluation manager? What is the role of the steering committee, of the reference group? Expertise, the team of experts. How many experts? What level of expertise? How many years of experience? What kind of skills? And of course, how many days? And we have noticed that there is a tendency to downplay the evaluation expertise within the team. And there's also a tendency to have fewer working days than what would be necessary to make sure that the whole scope of the evaluation described under point 2 is fulfilled. Location and duration, it's probably the easier part. Where will the evaluation take place? Now, of course, in these times, it will probably be largely home-based if you have to undertake it within the next months. But otherwise, there will be a part of the work which will be home-based and a part which will instead take place on the ground where the project is being implemented. Duration, just make sure that you distinguish between the duration and the working days. The duration is when the evaluation will start, plan to start, and when it will end. And within that, you have to build in the time for the drafting of the reports, the commenting of the reports, the revision of the reports, the planning of the field missions, and so on. So duration does not equal working days, but it's working days times 3 times 5, depending on the type of evaluation. And reporting is where you will specify the deliverables that you mentioned under point 2, but you will have there what each report must contain. And then you have a number of annexes.